Hello, welcome to the Echo Tips Podcast. In this week's episode, we're going to be highlighting a new transit feature connected with bus transit and train transit here in the United States, and ways to query about your nearest bus station, possibly routes, and points of interest and things like that. Before we get into that in any sort of detail, however, we're going to go to a brief message about our podcast, and then we'll be right back. This episode is brought to you by the New Vision program at Goodwill. We're also grateful for the kind use of WVTF Studios. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments living in Southwest Virginia. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving the New River, Roanoke, and Shenandoah Valleys of Virginia. Goodwill's mission services help individuals with disabilities and disadvantages to get back to work and gain greater independence. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Well, hello again, and welcome back to our Echo Tips Podcast. As I mentioned, we're going to be talking about bus transit and train transit today, a brand new feature released somewhere around August of 2021. So this is a pretty much brand spanking new feature. Before I delve into that, I'd like to welcome our new listeners. Welcome to our podcast. My name is David Ward. I'm an assistive technology instructor with the New Vision program at Goodwill, and you'll find our episodes a little nuggetized episodes we try to keep between 5 and 15 minutes long, where we highlight new features on the Amazon Echo and things like that, and sometimes we revisit some of the goodies. We'd also like to welcome back our returning listeners, and both of you can reach out to us on Facebook or Twitter and check out our website and find out more about us. We'll mention that at the tail end of the episode, however. All right, so this is a relatively new feature, and I believe they've been working on this kind of stuff for a while, ever since they had the little gizmo where you could have the A-Lady in your car and clip it to your sun visor and that kind of thing. Slowly kind of working with different things related to navigation, GPS, directions, and things like that. But this in particular is dealing with public transit systems here in the United States, and I found this in the monthly roundup on the A-Lady blog for the month of August. So I'll just kind of skim here through what little comments it says here in the roundup. It says the A-Lady Transit is available across the United States. A-Lady Transit is a feature that simplifies navigating public transit to or from home, work, and other destinations. It is now available, it says here, now available to customers across the United States. Just ask for directions to the nearest station or point of interest, or ask to be updated on status of specific bus or train by saying, and here it gives a couple examples of what we could say. A-Lady, now this one I don't know if it worked for me. A-Lady wins the next train to work. That won't really apply where I live, although we do have a train station here. It's not used inside the city. It's for transit outside to other states and cities. But the bus, that seems to work. A-Lady, how do I go home? A-Lady, how's my commute? Now, I would find those a little more difficult. I think those still tend to base themselves off of, like, is traffic good or bad, or they haven't fully rolled out properly. Because I tried those earlier, and it didn't seem to quite work the way, you didn't use mass transit as the way of calculating that. All right, well, anyway, we're going to give this a try, because I did find, surprisingly, that it did list the proper bus routes here in Roanoke, Virginia, where I'm based at our classroom in our training center. Okay, so I'm going to start saying the A-Lady name here to demo this. If you guys have an echo in hearing distance of me, you might want to shut its ears off so that I don't trigger your echo while I'm doing this tutorial. Okay, give you a second to do that. And by the way, this isn't perfectly mic'd yet. We're hoping to get some equipment in here that will make this a little easier. and improve the quality, but we still haven't quite got there yet. Anyway, so here we're going to give this a try, and I'm going to use something simple like how to get home. Alexa, when's the next bus home?
To get to home by bus, take the 92 from Melrose EB at Lafayette Goodwill. It should take about 33 minutes to get there, including a transfer to the 35 at Campbell Court. The next bus is at 8:56 a.m.
So pretty amazing, I think. So one, it's making a connection because I'm presently at work, and I do have that input into my A-Lady app, and I have my home as well in there. And so it made the generic connections, of where I was, and surprisingly, it even listed Goodwill here off of Melrose, where our campus is, in the training center. And so it made that connection, and I was just pretty impressed. Not too bad. And you can try it in reverse too, like from home to work, things like that. Now here's another one. I wanted to try something a little more generic. So let's say, Alexa, when's the next bus to Walmart?
I found 3 results. The first one is Walmart Supercenter on 4807 Valley View Boulevard Northwest. Want to head there?
Yes.
To get to Walmart Supercenter by bus, take the 76 from Salem Turnpike EB at 30th. It should take about 51 minutes to get there, including a transfer to the 15 at 2nd NB at Salem. The next bus is at 8:58 a.m.
Okay, so there it gave another example. Now, I'm not too sure in my particular instance if that was exactly right. They have been changing the bus routes a lot due to the pandemic, but I think you actually need to take the other bus a little further down the line and then maybe make that connection to Salem. It's a little fuzzy in my brain. I haven't messed with these routes in quite a while. But anyway, you start to get the idea, and by all means, it seems like they put a lot of data in here. And by all means, start playing around with this and start figuring it out. And I'd love to hear some feedback from other listeners about maybe if you do trains or something like that. I'd just love to hear some feedback. But it seems like they got a lot of quite a bit of data in there. It mentions here other places like points of interest, so maybe a movie theater or maybe a art museum or something like that. Those might be things to try and play with as well that they might have put into the system. But anyway, that brings our episode to a close, and we thank you for your listenership. If you'd like to reach out to us about other ideas or topics or feelings or just express your appreciation for our podcast, we're a nonprofit, and so we need all the support we can get. You're welcome to check out more about what I'm doing at goodwillvalleys.com/newvision. And that's all lowercase and no spaces. And you can also tweet us or go on Facebook and look up Goodwill Industries of the Valleys and, share a thought with us. We really appreciate that. If you're listening to a particular podcast player of your choice with Apple or Pocket Cast or, Spotify or whatever you're using, by all means, please give us a 5-star review, a thumbs up, a little comment. We appreciate that as well. That helps push our listenership up. All right, well, until next time, it's time to turn your Amazon Echo's ears back on. Start practicing some of the many things that you've learned. I'm David Ward for the New Vision program, and we thank you for listening.
Thanks, Dave. In conclusion, let me tell you a thing or two. This episode is brought to you by New Vision at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys, and it is also made possible in part by a grant from Community Foundation serving Western Virginia. And there's more. We're also grateful for the kind use of WVTF Studios. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments living in Southwest Virginia. For more information, check out our website at goodwillvalleys.com/newvision, with no spaces. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving the New River, Roanoke, and Shenandoah Valleys of Virginia. Goodwill's mission programs help individuals with disabilities and disadvantages to get back to work and gain greater independence. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Thanks for listening.